Hey, welcome to a new video. So I listen to a lot of Amapiano tracks with vocals and without vocals, and for me I like to study music that I'm listening to. And when I was listening to a lot of the tracks that have vocals, I was noticing a lot of patterns and a lot of similarities between all of them. So I've been listening to like a wide range of producers and artists and vocalists, and I was just trying to figure out exactly how they put together all their songs. And there's a couple of things that I learned. So in this video I want to show you how to make the best Amapiano beat for a vocalist. Okay, so the first thing that I've noticed with a lot of the top tracks with vocals that I noticed that are really popular is that most of them use soft sounds when it comes to tracks with vocalists. So that's one thing you always want to keep in mind when making beats for vocalists. Yes, you can make the argument that, you know, some tracks do have some kind of aggressive sounds in them, but most of them have really soft sound. And the reason why they do that is because the overall vibe of the track, you want it to be soft and smooth. You don't want it to be super aggressive, because it totally takes the vibe out and makes it into something totally different instead of making it, you know, the soulful Amapiano that you want to make, which is nice with vocals, right? Especially if you're gonna have a singer on it. What I have here is a track that I can play from over here, so you can take a listen. So you can hear all these sounds are nice and soft and gentle, right? So it goes without saying the first instrument that you want to add is, you know, the chords, the piano sound. It has to be a soft piano. It mustn't be an aggressive one. So right here, you can see my chords are right here, which is in a DXV, which is right here. This is an Arturia plugin, which sounds like this. It sounds just like that. It's nice and soft and it's lush, and I love using this sound for Amapiano tracks which have vocals because it's very soft and very gentle. Obviously, you can find the same sound in other different plugins, like Lounge Lizard is one of another popular one as well. But any electric piano that you can find in any plugin that you might have, you can find this, right? If I'm using Logic, I usually just use the ePiano preset that they have in stock. So I don't need to use this plugin, although sometimes I do use it if I just miss the sound, and it has a lot of other controls here. So you want to keep the main sound, like the main chords, very soft. Like listen to these chords. Very soft. Right? And then everything else that you want to add after has to be super soft. So for me, the log drum that I added here was also very soft, right? Obviously it's a log drum, so you want it a little bit, you know, tighter than, you know, than your normal bass. But you can hear it. It's not knocking too much. Especially on those low notes. Just like that. And it's not rolling too much, not doing too much, but it's a really soft sound of a log drum. Then everything else, like for me, I have this June 6 right here, which is playing the same chord progression that is the main one, but it's playing a pad. Listen to how smooth that is. Very soft and smooth, right? And then the next sound that I layered after this one was this sound here, which I also found in the Mini V, which is basically a Moog emulation. I used the white strings patch here. So these were basically just chord stabs, just like that. Just like that. And then I also added some melodic sounds here as well. Like if I show you this sound here, which is also in a June 6. So that's all it's doing, and it just keeps repeating that. So if I loop around this section here and then I play it, it sounds like this. That's all it's doing. So the key is to have a lot of soft sounds in your track so that your track can really vibe with the vocalist, because most vocalists sing really nice and soft in the tracks. The next thing that I've noticed with a lot of the top tracks is that they leave space for the vocalist to shine, because vocalists also want to shine because, you know, they really carry the song. The beat is there to accompany the vocalist, but the vocalist needs some time to shine, because if your beat is just arranged in a horrible way where the vocalist doesn't even know exactly when they can shine, it doesn't make any sense in the track. So what I mean by give your vocalist space to shine, I mean that you, in your arrangement, don't like overcrowd the track with so much stuff. Like as you can see here, before I even play anything, you can tell that the overcrowding of instruments is right here on this section here, and everywhere else you can see that as it starts off from this section here going forward, I start with little sounds. Like if I play from the beginning, like here, you can hear there's not much playing, and then if I come here, it just starts off with just a little bit of the melody, but then more of the piano, and then when we come here I introduce new sounds. Just like that. And then next, and then right here by the chorus section, that's where the climax is, that's where everything is playing, right? So around this area here, the vocalist can shine. And then now the next thing I want to show you about giving space is what happens after the chorus. So after the chorus, you get this. So the chorus is ending right now, right? Check it out. So imagine a vocalist is going in right here. They can truly shine. They can really do everything, because I just pulled out all the instruments and just left only the log drum and a little bit of the melody that you can see down here, and then left the drums to just ride with the bass, and it sounds super dope. Like even when you're just listening to the track, you can really feel what the vocalist is saying, and they can really shine at the spot here. So that's something that you also want to do in your arrangement as you're putting everything together, to just make sure that, you know, you give space in certain places, maybe for like 8 to 16 bars for the vocalist to shine. Doesn't have to be too long of a part, but just as long as you have those parts where the vocalist can shine, you'll be good. The next thing is to apply a pop music arrangement style. So the pop music arrangement style is just following a basic structure of verse, chorus, with variations like pre-chorus and bridge sections. So that's, you know, the basic song structure like that. So you have to think about it in that way. So for me, when I used to make a lot of hip hop tracks and a lot of, you know, pop songs and things like that, I got used to that arrangement of, you know, adding a bridge, adding a hook, adding a chorus, adding a pre-chorus and things like that. So you always have to keep that in mind whenever you're working. So you also have to make sure that you count your bars, because when you're making tracks, especially if they're instrumental tracks, you're not really counting bars. So you need to know, you know, how long is the verse going to be, how long is the chorus going to be, so that the artist doesn't just not know exactly, you know, when to sing which part, because artists most of the time they write in parts, right? So they're like, okay, how long is the chorus? Then you'd be like, okay, the chorus is like, you know, 8 bars or 16 bars or something like that. Like if you look at this arrangement here, so the intro here that I have goes all the way to what, to like 16 bars, right? And then there's a section right here that you can see here, which is like an 8 bars, and then another 8 bars after that, and then it goes into the chorus, because this is my chorus right here. So which means my chorus is basically an 8 bars, and then the section I have afterwards where I told you the vocalist can shine right there, they can do whatever they want. So even if they want to repeat the chorus but add a variation to the chorus on this section here, they can still do that, meaning that the chorus will now be a 16 bar chorus like this, but it's not super repetitive, because also remember, this is house music, so most of the bars, they are, you know, elongated more than, you know, in hip hop, where you have verses that are 16 bars and then choruses that are 4 bars, and then you double them to make 8 bars. I hope you're following what I'm trying to say. So anyway, with the house music and tracks like these, that's what you want to do. You kind of compensate in this way. So it's just up to you what you want to do, but you just have to make sure that that's how it works. But also in your arrangement, you're keeping everything different with each section. So as I told you before, that when you play the section here, it sounds different than the section that comes after it, indicating that it's a different part of the song, it's a different vibe. So even the tambourines came in. If I take them off, there isn't that energy, and if I bring them in, there's now that bright energy that comes in right there, like that. And all these changes as well, like I have this sound here, it's also indicating the beginning of a new section here, and also these changes here, like right here, they're also indicating a change as well in the track, like, you know, transition. So these are not just here for style points alone, but they are here to kind of give an indication that something is happening, something has to change, something is definitely going on. So if you follow the pop music arrangement style, it will help you to kind of have an idea of how to arrange your tracks, you know, in terms of when you're trying to add a vocalist to it. So I hope these tips really open your mind to how you can create the best tracks for vocalists, so that when you're, you know, approaching vocalists and things like that, you can have an idea of how to arrange the tracks and how to prepare them for someone who's going to come and add vocalists vocals to them. If you found this video helpful, make sure to drop the video a like, and if you're new here, also, make sure to subscribe. Unless if you subscribed and then something happened and you're unsubscribed, you gotta subscribe again. If you want to support the channel, if you want to use anything that I use to create my music in terms of sample packs and presets and templates, you can check the link that's down below to my store. You can pick up everything that you need to make nice house music. I'll catch you in the next video, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I'm X and I'm out. Peace.